Salvia, take one.
Don't die on me now.
Oh my God.
What are you feeling? Can you? Obviously, you can hear me. Are you regretting it?
Yeah.
You
Oh my
are?
God, no, I can't see.
You can't see?
Oh my God, oh my God. Oh.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How about the one when you smoked salvia on a podcast and had a 4-month life?
Sure, they were like, do salvia. So I took a big hit, and they were like, that's not big enough. And I was on the brink of disappearing. And then I took a way bigger hit, and I was just gone, completely gone. I was living under the sea for, I think, around 6 months.
What?
Yeah. I made friends. I had a girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure. I had a life down there. A life in about 8 minutes. And then I started coming back, and then they're all like, hey, so you fine? You ready to talk? And it was like, no. And then I couldn't breathe the air. Somebody gave me some water. Oh, this is for breathing, not drinking.
Call Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakwadash. Honestly, brothers out there pushing this word to the four corners in truth and sincerity. I'm just going to make this very brief. You know, I didn't even really have to I didn't have it in me to even want to do this, you know, but it's as if the simple things are the hardest to understand. So just for the sake of edification, all right, doing drugs, man, the Lord always lets you know, man, all right, that this vessel is not your vessel. This is the Lord's vessel, okay? And we are supposed to keep it holy as he is holy. All right, for you are the temple of the Most High. Okay, so doing drugs is defiling the temple of the Most High. And the scriptures tell you, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. It says, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. Okay? And the thing is, when you do things that are contrary to the temple of the Lord, it results in death one way or another. All right? Because there are universal laws that the Heavenly Father has put into play. All right. For example, the human body can't breathe water, for example. All right. Does it say in the law that you can't breathe water? No. Okay. But the nature itself teaches you that this should not be so. All right. Certain things don't have to necessarily be written plain out for you. All right. But it still applies. And that's the same thing with smoking. All right. When you smoke drugs, it's destroying the temple. That's why when you hit the blunt, Jake get the coughing. Okay. Because that's your lungs telling you they were not created to inhale smoke. And if you smoke it enough, it'll result in deterioration of the body. Well, that's the Lord destroying the temple. You're doing things that's against the natural use that the body was made for. When you continue to resist the spirit and you start moving in the flesh, you sow corruption overall. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get into this and just gonna make it quick. This is Galatians chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Hamashiach has made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Now, brothers telling you not to smoke weed is not taking away your liberty in Hamashiach. Okay? That's a stark warning. Because it is sin to smoke drugs, man. Rather it be crack, tobacco, these things are not to be smoked. That's not the intended purpose of it. Matter of fact, the Lord told you, all right, in the book of Genesis. Let's grab that. All right, Genesis chapter 1 and verse 29. And the Most High said, behold, I give you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. All right, meat meaning what? It's only to be eaten. All right, but once you start changing the chemical components of the Lord's creation to use it for the flesh or for anything outside of its natural purpose, that's corrupting the creation. You see? And ultimately, these things have been used to push forth witchcraft and sorcery. All right? Even, for example, the stars in the heavens, all right? When the Heavenly Father made it, it was good. He set it all in its course. But then man did what? Changed it from its original purpose, which in Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, it was for signs and seasons. But men use it for divination purposes. See, they changed the natural use of it. These things as witchcraft and sin. That's the same thing with weed. And we're going to prove it. Weed, crack, heroin, all right, cocaine, tobacco, you know, all these things are not to be ingested within the body for a certain reason. And we're gonna break it down clearly. And we're gonna show some examples at the end. But this is Galatians 5:1. It says, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Hamashiach has made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. All right. So, yeah, you have liberty in Hamashiach Yahushai. All right. Nobody is taking away your liberty. But there's also a saying within the scriptures. In that same chapter, when you read down in verse 16, it says this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary one to another, so that you cannot do the things that ye would. Verse 19, now the works of the flesh are manifest. So now you have liberty in Hamashiach. All right. Don't get it twisted. Now, this is Galatians chapter 5. In verse 13, it says, for brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for the occasion to the flesh. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh. Men are using their liberty in Hamashiach and trying to abuse it to please the flesh. Okay, instead of actually walking in the spirit and holiness, that the Lord may use your vessel, all right, for his purpose. Now I say, well, how can you prove what you're saying? It says that you use not your liberty to the occasion of the flesh. Well, let's see what that means. All right, let's jump down to verse 19. It says, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness. All right, just because you have liberty doesn't mean that you could do these things, is what he's saying. Verse 20, idolatry and witchcraft. All right, witchcraft is works of the flesh. We are not supposed to use our liberty in Hamashiach Yahushai to be a vessel unto committing witchcraft. Now, let's go to the blue letter and look at that word witchcraft. This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 20 in the blue letter. And get that word witchcraft.
Strong's G, 5331. Pharmakia. Pharmakia.
All right. That word witchcraft in Galatians 5 and 20, which is a work of the flesh, is pharmakia or pharmakia. All right. Which means what? The use or the administration of drugs. Okay. The use and administration of drugs is witchcraft, according to the scriptures, man. And that's where even the word pharmacy comes from. We're not supposed to do witchcraft or using drugs, okay? Because that is using your liberty for the occasion of the flesh. And let's go to even the root word.
Strong's G 5332. Pharmakus. Pharmakus.
Yeah, pharmakus, which means a drug. All right? Strong's definition: a drug, a spell-giving potion, a pharmacist or a poisoner or a magician. All right? So when you administer drugs, all right, that makes you a sorcerer in the sense of, see, it's not the fact that like, for example, you could take sage. Sage is okay to burn. Nobody's saying it's wicked to burn sage. Nobody's saying it's wicked to burn incense. But when you use it to do a cleansing, for example, you are now delving into the realms of witchcraft. All right. Now, even when we go to the book of Exodus, let's grab this. Enchantment. Let's look at this word enchantment, showing you that the burning of these drugs is witchcraft, man. 7:11. Then Pharaoh called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt. They also did in like manner with their enchantments. Let's look at this word enchantments. All right.
Strong's H 3858. Lahet. Lahet.
Lahat.
Second entry. Lahet. Lahet.
You see, an enchantment is a lahat. And this definition means what? A blaze, also from the idea of enwrapping magic as covert or flaming enchantment. And we go to the root word of it. All right, it means to blaze, burn, scorch, kindle, blaze up. Ain't that what y'all do with blunts? You blaze it up, man. You see? We finna get blazed. That's what they used to say when I was growing up. I don't know what they're doing now. But lahat is to burn something, all right, to the purpose of what? Causing a spell, all right? Now, all that said is going to show you that actually burning of what was they burning at that time of Moses? They wasn't just burning like no pills or nothing when they was doing them enchantments. No, they was using herbs, man. All right. They taking the herbs and they're using it for a purpose that the Heavenly Father did not intend. Okay. That's witchcraft. That's doing an enchantment. All right. And just to end it off, like I said, this ain't going to be a long video. But let's go back to Galatians chapter 5 and look at that word witchcraft one more time. Okay. That word witchcraft, as I said, is pharmakia, which means the use or administrating of drugs. All right. And for the simple, we're just going to go and grab that definition of drug. We're going to the third definition. It says a chemical substance such as a narcotic or hallucinogen that affects the central nervous system, causing changes in behavior and often addiction. All right. So that's what a drug is. Something that causes hallucinogenic effects on the mind by targeting the nervous system. All right. It's simple, man. Now let's look up that word hallucinogen. All right. The definition hallucinogen means what? A substance that induces hallucinations. Okay. A substance capable of producing hallucinations when ingested. You see? Okay. A hallucination is really the root word of that. So let's finish that off. Hallucination. It says to perceive of the perception of visual, auditory, or tactile, olfactory, or gustatory experiences without an external stimulus, or with compelling sense of their reality, usually resulting from a mental disorder or a response of a drug. You see that? So anything that causes hallucinations by way of administering by way of a drug is witchcraft by definition. There's no getting around that. It's right there clear as day. Pharmakia, which is witchcraft, is the use or administration of a drug. And a drug causes hallucinations, man. You see, that's why we are not to touch drugs, period, man. All right. Especially nowadays, too, with all these different strands and genetically modified versions of everything that Esau done put out here, man. All right. You're not supposed to be smoking that stuff, man. Okay. Hey, and with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
You smoking my weed too? I'm gonna kill you and Smokey because you playing with my emotions. You heard?